Never argue with fools. There's a silent rule in life, one that powerful people understand, and emotional people ignore. Never argue with fools. Because the moment you do, you lose something far more valuable than the argument: your peace, your time, your reputation. Most people think winning an argument makes them strong. But in reality, the strongest people don't argue at all. If you've ever tried to prove a point to someone who refuses to understand, if you've ever left a conversation feeling drained, frustrated, and disrespected, then this video is for you. 1. The cost you didn't notice. There's a mistake most people make every single day, and they don't even realize it's destroying them. They argue. Not just argue. They argue with people who were never willing to understand them in the first place. And every time they do, they lose something they can never get back: peace, energy, focus, respect. Never argue with fools. Not because you can't win, but because winning doesn't matter in the wrong fight. If you understand this deeply, your life will become quieter, sharper, and more powerful. Backhand index finger pointing right. Subscribe now if you're ready to start thinking differently, and moving differently too. The first truth: not every voice deserves your attention. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion. But here's what most people don't realize: not every opinion deserves your response. 1. Some people speak from pain. 2. Some speak from ignorance. 3. Some speak just to provoke you. 4. Some speak because they fear silence. 5. Some speak because they want control. And if you respond to all of them, you will lose yourself trying to explain yourself. 3. The psychology of a fool. To defeat something, you must understand it. A fool operates on patterns. 1. They react instantly, no thinking, just emotion. 2. They interrupt constantly, because listening requires discipline. 3. They twist your words, because clarity exposes them. 4. They get louder when losing, because volume replaces logic. 5. They avoid accountability because truth threatens their ego. 6. They seek attention, not resolution. 7. They repeat themselves instead of improving their point. Once you recognize this pattern, you stop taking them seriously. 4. The energy trap. Every argument is an exchange, but not all exchanges are equal. 1. You give energy. 2. They take energy. 3. Nothing valuable is created. That's the trap. Fools feed on reaction. The more you explain, the more they pull you in. The more you defend, the more they attack, until eventually, you're drained. 5. Why you feel the need to argue. Be honest with yourself. Why do you argue? 1. To prove you're right. 2. To feel respected. 3. To defend your identity. 4. To correct ignorance. 5. To protect your ego. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The need to argue often comes from insecurity. Secure people don't feel the need to explain themselves to everyone. They don't chase validation. They don't fight for approval. They choose peace over proving a point. 6. The ego test. Every argument is a test, not of intelligence, but of control. Ask yourself: 1. Can you stay calm when disrespected? 2. Can you walk away without explaining? 3. Can you let someone be wrong without correcting them? 4. Can you protect your peace instead of your pride? If you can, you've already won. 7. The illusion of "I'll teach them a lesson." Many people argue because they believe, "I'll make them understand." But fools don't learn through arguments. 1. They resist correction. 2. They reject discomfort. 3. They protect their beliefs. 4. They double down when challenged. So instead of teaching them, you end up frustrating yourself. 8. What actually happens when you argue? Let's break it down. 1. You start calm. 2. They provoke you. 3. You respond. 4. They escalate. 5. You defend. 6. They attack. 7. You get emotional. 8. The conversation loses meaning. 9. You both look foolish, and in the end, no growth, no resolution, just wasted time. 9. The silent advantage. Silence is misunderstood. People think silence means weakness, fear, defeat. But in reality, 1. Silence is discipline. 2. Silence is strategy. 3. Silence is awareness. 4. Silence is power. When you stop reacting, you become unpredictable, and that makes you dangerous. 10. The art of walking away. Walking away is a skill. Most people can't do it because 1. They want the last word 2. They want to feel superior 3. They fear looking weak, but real strength is this. 1. Ending conversations early 2. Not explaining your decisions 3. Letting people misunderstand you 4. Choosing peace over pride. 11. Protecting your mental space. Your mind is valuable. Every argument pollutes it 1. It creates unnecessary stress 2. It distracts your focus 3. It drains your creativity 4. It affects your mood 5. It lowers your standards. You cannot build a powerful life with a distracted mind 12. The long-term mindset. Think long-term. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 days, 5 months, 5 years? Most arguments won't. So why invest energy into something that has no future? 13. The power shift. When you stop arguing, everything changes 1. People lose control over you 2. Your presence becomes calmer 3. Your words become more valuable 4. Your time becomes protected 5. Your mind becomes clearer. You become someone who cannot be easily shaken. 14. Real life situations. Let's make this practical. When someone insults you, 1. Don't react immediately 2. Stay calm 3. Say less 4. Or say nothing. When someone tries to provoke you, 1. Don't explain 2. Don't defend 3. Don't engage. When someone misunderstands you, 1. Let them 2. Not everyone deserves clarity. 15. The final truth. At the end of the day, arguing with fools doesn't make you smarter. It makes you tired. And the more you engage, the more you become like them. So choose differently. Choose silence. Choose discipline. Choose peace. 16. Closing message plus call to action. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people don't. Your energy is limited. Your time is valuable. Your peace is priceless. So stop wasting it on arguments that don't matter, and start investing it in a life that does. Backhand index finger pointing right. If you want more powerful content like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now, because here, we don't argue with fools. We outgrow them. 17. The trap of being right. Most people don't actually want peace. They want to be right. And that's where the trap begins. 1. Being right feeds your ego 2. But it drains your energy 3. It creates unnecessary enemies 4. It keeps you stuck in low-level conversations. Because here's the truth. You can be right, and still lose. Lose your time. Lose your focus. Lose your emotional control. And once you lose control, you've already lost the bigger battle. 18. Emotional control is the real power. The strongest person in any situation is not the loudest. It's the calmest one. When they insult you, you stay steady 2. When they provoke you, you stay grounded 3. When they try to drag you in, you stay silent. That level of control? It's rare. And that's why it's powerful. Because fools rely on one thing: your reaction. Remove that, and they have nothing left. 19. Why fools hate silence. Silence does something strange to fools. It exposes them 1. It removes the attention they crave 2. It makes them feel ignored 3. It forces them to face themselves 4. It breaks their control over you. That's why they keep talking. That's why they keep pushing. They're trying to pull you back in. But the moment you refuse, you win without saying a word. 20. The discipline of letting people be wrong. This is one of the hardest skills to master. Letting people be wrong, without correcting them. 1. Not every mistake needs your voice 2. Not every opinion needs your response 3. Not every lie needs your correction, because sometimes, people are committed to misunderstanding you, and no amount of explanation will fix that. 21. Respect is not won through arguments. Many people think, if I argue well, people will respect me. But in reality, 1. Arguing lowers your value 2. Over-explaining weakens your presence 3. Reacting too much makes you predictable. Real respect comes from 1. Self-control 2. Calmness 3. Selective communication 4. Knowing when to speak, and when not to. 22. The power of selective engagement. Not everything deserves your attention. Smart people filter everything. 1. They filter conversations 2. They filter people 3. They filter situations 4. They filter emotions. Before they respond, they ask, is this worth it? If the answer is no, they move on instantly. 23. How fools pull you in. Fools have tactics, and once you recognize them, you stop falling for them. 1. Provocation. They say things to trigger you. 2. Repetition. They repeat nonsense until you react. 3. Disrespect. They try to lower your value. 4. Volume. They get louder to overpower logic. 5. Persistence. They keep going until you break your defense. 1. Stay calm. 2. Say less. 3. Don't explain. 4. Exit early. 24. The cost of explaining yourself too much. Over-explaining is a silent weakness. It signals 1. You need approval. 2. You fear being misunderstood. 3. You're trying too hard to be accepted. But powerful people understand this. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Sometimes, your silence is your answer. 25. The quiet confidence shift. When you stop arguing, you start changing. 1. You become more composed. 2. You think more clearly. 3. You speak less, but with more impact. 4. You stop chasing validation. 5. You become harder to manipulate. People notice it. They may not understand it, but they feel it. 26. The danger of habitual arguing. If you argue too often, it becomes part of your personality. 1. You become reactive. 2. You become defensive. 3. You become emotionally unstable. 4. You lose control easily. And over time, you don't just argue with fools, you start becoming 127. The upgrade. From reactive to strategic. There are 2 types of people. 1. Reactive people. 2. Strategic people. Reactive people respond instantly, speak emotionally, engage in everything. Strategic people pause before responding, choose their words carefully, ignore what doesn't matter. The difference? Control. 28. When you should speak. Let's be clear. This is not about being silent all the time. There are moments to speak. 1. When something truly matters. 2. When someone is willing to listen. 3. When the outcome is meaningful. 4. When your voice creates value. But even then, you speak calmly, you speak clearly, and you never lose control. 29. The inner peace advantage. When you stop arguing with fools, your life becomes quieter. 1. Less stress. 2. Less drama. 3. More clarity. 4. More focus. 5. More progress. You start building instead of reacting. And that's where real growth begins. 30. The final level. Detachment. The highest level of this mindset is detachment. 1. You don't take things personally. 2. You don't react to every opinion. 3. You don't feel the need to prove yourself. 4. You stay centered no matter what. At that level, people can try to provoke you, but they can't reach you. 31. Closing reflection. So the next time someone tries to argue with you, pause, look at them, not with anger, but with understanding, and ask yourself, is this a conversation or a trap? Because once you recognize the difference, you stop reacting, you stop engaging, you stop wasting your energy, and you start rising. 32. Final call to action. If you made it this far, you're not like most people. You're learning control, you're learning discipline, you're learning how to move differently. So don't stop here. Backhand index finger pointing right. Subscribe to this channel right now for more powerful mindset shifts like this, because here, we don't argue with fools. We don't chase noise. We don't waste energy. We stay silent. We think deeply. And we win quietly. Perfect. Let's take this even deeper and complete your script so it truly feels like a full 1-hour powerful, cinematic YouTube video with more insight, repetition for retention, and emotional impact. Movie clapboard. YouTube script continued. Never argue with fools. 33. The moment you realize the truth, there comes a moment in life when you finally see things clearly. You're in a conversation. Someone is talking, arguing, pushing, and suddenly it hits you. This is pointless. Not because you don't have something to say, but because they're not ready to hear it. That moment is powerful, because in that moment, you have a choice. 1. Continue, and lose yourself. 2. Or walk away, and keep your peace. 34. Growth requires letting go of certain conversations. As you grow, your conversations change. 1. You talk less about people. 2. You talk less about drama. 3. You avoid meaningless debates. 4. You focus on things that build you, and naturally, you stop arguing, not because you can't, but because you've outgrown it. 35. The silence that speaks loudest. There's a type of silence that says everything. It says, I see what you're doing, I understand your level, but I choose not to engage. And that kind of silence? It's louder than any argument, because it shows 1. You're aware. 2. You're in control. 3. You're not easily moved. 36. Why you don't need the last word. Wanting the last word is a trap. It feels satisfying, but it keeps you stuck. 1. It keeps the argument alive. 2. It feeds the other person. 3. It drains your energy. 4. It delays your peace. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing, and then leave. 37. The confidence of not explaining yourself. When you're truly confident, you don't feel the need to explain everything. 1. You don't chase understanding. 2. You don't correct every assumption. 3. You don't defend every action. 4. You don't argue every point, because you understand. People will think what they want anyway, and that's okay. 38. The detachment means it in action. Imagine this. Someone insults you, old you, reacts instantly, raises voice, tries to defend, new you, pauses, observes, stays calm, walks away. That shift? That's growth. That's power. 39. The freedom you gain. When you stop arguing with fools, you gain something priceless. Freedom. 1. Freedom from unnecessary stress. 2. Freedom from emotional chaos. 3. Freedom from constant explanation. 4. Freedom from toxic conversations. You start living on your own terms. 40. The bigger picture. Think about your life, your goals, your dreams, your future. Now ask yourself, do arguments move me closer to this, or further away? Most of the time, they pull you away, far away. 41. The energy reinvestment principle. Every time you avoid an argument, you save energy. Now imagine redirecting that energy into 1. Your goals. 2. Your growth. 3. Your mindset. 4. Your discipline. 5. Your success. That's how powerful people operate. They don't waste energy, they invest it. 42. The quiet transformation. This change won't be loud. People won't notice immediately, but over time, they'll see it. 1. You react less. 2. You speak less. 3. You stay calmer. 4. You move differently. And they'll start to wonder, what changed? 43. When people try to pull you back, as you grow, some people won't like it. They'll try to 1. Provoke you. 2. Test you. 3. Pull you into old patterns. But this time, you don't respond the same way. You stay calm. You stay silent. You stay in control. 44. The identity shift. At some point, this stops being something you try to do, and becomes who you are. You become 1. Someone who doesn't argue unnecessarily. 2. Someone who values peace. 3. Someone who controls emotions. 4. Someone who thinks before reacting. And that identity? It changes everything. 45. The final reality check. Let's be real for a moment. Arguing with fools will never 1. Make you richer. 2. Make you wiser. 3. Make you happier. 4. Improve your life. But avoiding them? That changes everything. 46. The ultimate rule. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Not every fight deserves your energy. Some fights are distractions. Some people are distractions. And your job is to recognize the difference. 47. Final closing message. So next time someone raises their voice at you, tries to prove you wrong, tries to pull you into chaos, don't react, don't argue, don't explain. Just pause, look at them, and choose peace. Because in that moment, you're not walking away from them. You're walking toward a better version of yourself. 48. Final call to action. If this changed how you see things, if this made you think differently, then don't stop here. Backhand index finger pointing right. Subscribe to this channel right now so you can keep learning how to move smarter, think deeper, and stay in control. Because here, we don't argue with fools. We don't waste energy. We don't chase noise. We build ourselves, in silence, and we win, quietly. 49. The hidden truth about attention. Attention is one of the most valuable things you have, and most people give it away too easily. 1. To people who don't deserve it. 2. to conversations that don't matter 3, to arguments that led nowhere 4, to distractions disguised as importance. But here's the truth. Where your attention goes, your life follows. So if you keep giving your attention to fools, you'll stay stuck in their world. 50. The attention economy trap. We live in a world where 1. People compete for attention. 2. Drama gets rewarded. 3. Loud voices get noticed. 4. Calm minds get overlooked. Fools understand this. That's why they argue. That's why they provoke. Because every time you respond, you give them exactly what they want. 51. The discipline of ignoring. Ignoring is not weakness. It's a skill. And like any skill, it requires practice. 1. Practice not replying immediately. 2. Practice not correcting everything. 3. Practice not reacting emotionally. 4. Practice walking away early. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but over time, it becomes your strength. 52. The inner dialogue shift. Most arguments don't start outside. They start inside your mind. You tell yourself, I have to respond. I can't let this slide. I need to prove my point. But what if you changed that voice? What if you said, 1. This is not worth my energy. 2. I don't need to prove anything. 3. My peace is more important. That shift alone can change your entire life. 53. The power of delayed response. You don't always have to respond immediately. In fact, the delay is your advantage. 1. It gives you time to think. 2. It reduces emotional reactions. 3. It increases clarity. 4. It weakens the other person's control. Sometimes, the best response is no response at all. 54. When silence feels uncomfortable. Let's be honest. Silence is not easy. It feels like 1. You're losing. 2. You're being disrespected. 3. You're letting them win. But that's an illusion. Because real winning is this. Keeping your peace. 55. The long game mindset. Short-term thinking leads to arguments. Long-term thinking leads to peace. Ask yourself, 1. Will this matter tomorrow? 2. Will this improve my life? 3. Is this worth my focus? If the answer is no, walk away. 56. The emotional maturity level. Emotional maturity is not about age. It's about control. 1. Can you stay calm under pressure? 2. Can you avoid unnecessary conflict? 3. Can you choose peace over pride? 4. Can you walk away without explaining? If yes, you're operating on a higher level. 57. The reality of misunderstanding. Here's something most people struggle to accept. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. 1. Some people lack the depth. 2. Some lack the awareness. 3. Some lack the willingness. So why argue? Why force clarity on someone who causes confusion? 58. The strength of emotional detachment. Detachment is not coldness. It's control. 1. You feel, but you don't react impulsively. 2. You observe, but you don't engage unnecessarily. 3. You understand, but you don't absorb negativity. That balance is powerful. 59. The let them mentality. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is simply say, let them. 1. Let them misunderstand you. 2. Let them talk. 3. Let them doubt you. 4. Let them think they've won. Because in the end, your life will prove everything. 60. The final upgrade. Peace over ego. At the highest level, you stop choosing ego and start choosing peace. 1. You don't need validation. 2. You don't need to prove anything. 3. You don't need to win arguments. 4. You don't need to explain yourself. Because you understand, peace is the real success. 61. Ultimate closing reflection. So take a moment. Think about all the arguments you've had, all the time you lost, all the energy you wasted, all the peace you gave away. Now imagine your life without all that noise. Calmer, clearer, stronger. That life is possible, but only if you make one decision. Stop arguing with fools. 62. Final call to action. If this message changed your mindset, if it opened your eyes, then this is just the beginning. Backhand index finger pointing right. Subscribe to this channel right now because this is where you learn how to think deeper, how to move smarter, and how to stay in control in a world full of noise. Because here, we don't argue, we don't chase, we don't react, we stay focused, we stay disciplined, we stay silent. 63. The reality most people ignore. Most people think life is about proving yourself, proving you're right, proving you're smart, proving you deserve respect. But the truth is, the more you try to prove yourself to the wrong people, the less powerful you become. Because power doesn't beg to be seen, it's felt in silence. 64. The difference between noise and value. Look around you. There are two types of people. 1. People who make noise. 2. People who create value. Fools make noise. They argue. They shout. They react. But people who create value? They focus. They build. They stay quiet. So ask yourself, which one are you becoming? 65. The discipline of staying focused. Every argument is a distraction, and distractions have one goal: to pull you away from your purpose. 1. Your goals need focus. 2. Your growth needs discipline. 3. Your success needs consistency. But arguments? They break all three. So every time you avoid one, you protect your future. 66. The calm mind advantage. A calm mind sees what others miss. 1. It thinks clearly. 2. It reacts slowly. 3. It chooses wisely. 4. It avoids unnecessary chaos. But a reactive mind? It rushes. It fights. It regrets. So the question is, do you want to be right or do you want to be in control? 67. The silent respect you earn. When you stop arguing, something interesting happens. People start noticing, not immediately, but over time. 1. They see your composure. 2. They feel your presence. 3. They respect your restraint. 4. They recognize your discipline, because real respect is not loud, it's observed. 68. The power of letting go. Letting go is not losing, it's choosing something better. 1. Letting go of arguments. 2. Letting go of toxic conversations. 3. Letting go of the need to be right. 4. Letting go of people who drain you. And when you do, you create space. Space for peace. Space for clarity. Space for growth. 69. The mental strength test. Next time someone tries to argue with you, pause and test yourself. 1. Can I stay calm? 2. Can I stay silent? 3. Can I walk away? 4. Can I protect my peace? That moment? That's your real test. Not intelligence, but discipline. 70. The identity of a calm person. At some point, this stops being something you try to do and becomes who you are. You become 1. Someone who doesn't react quickly. 2. Someone who doesn't argue unnecessarily. 3. Someone who values peace. 4. Someone who controls emotions. And that identity, it changes your life. 71. The final lesson about fools. Here's the final truth about fools. They don't change because of you. They don't grow because of your words. They don't improve because of your arguments. So stop trying. Not everyone is meant to understand you. And that's okay. 72. The life upgrade decision. Right now, you have a decision to make. You can continue. 1. Arguing. 2. Reacting. 3. Explaining. 4. Defending. Or you can choose 1. Silence. 2. Control. 3. Discipline. 4. Peace. One path drains you, the other builds you. 73. The final visualization. Imagine this version of yourself. You walk into a room. People talk, argue, react. But you? You stay calm. You observe. You speak only when necessary. You don't get pulled into noise. You don't chase validation. You don't waste energy. That version of you? That's the goal. 74. The closing truth. At the end of the day, life is not about winning arguments. It's about winning yourself, your mind, your emotions, your focus, your peace. Because once you control those, no one can control you. 75. Final powerful outro. So the next time someone tries to argue with you, tries to provoke you, tries to pull you into chaos, remember this: you don't have to respond. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is to walk away, silently, calmly, confidently. 76. Final call to action. If you made it to the end of this video, you're not like most people. You're learning control. You're learning discipline. You're learning how to rise above noise. So don't stop here. Backhand index finger pointing right. Subscribe to this channel right now for more powerful content that will transform the way you think and move. Because here, we don't argue with fools. We don't waste time. We don't lose control. We stay silent. We think deeply. We move wisely. And we win. Without saying a word.